Hello, welcome back to the Honey Badger. I am Dr. Neferta Sitfox de Fandino, but you can just call me Naf. So today I have a little bit of a story. I did my daily reading on Instagram, so if you follow me over there, you have likely seen these pop up. And something that ended up happening was when I was shuffling the cards back together to, store them back over here, this card showed itself to me. And it just really stood out, and I really want to talk about it. So when I was shuffling this deck in particular, I was thinking, I just need to go in to my unconscious. I need to go within today and try to find some answers. Because the reading that I did was talking about how, like, your search for clarity on things is becoming toxic, and, it's not in social media, it's not through like the text messages or whatever it is that you are going through. It's not in all of these things. There may be some hints in those things, but it's not the answer. So I was thinking, you know what, let me just go within myself. I'm in a space of like uncertainty. It's like this in between of not being where it is I'm trying to go excuse me, and being where it is that I'm trying to be. So it's like I'm in transition. But when we're in transition, it can be uncomfortable because we don't really know where it is that we're going. We have no idea how things are going to evolve and show up. So we really do have to leave our expectation out of it. But it's really hard to do that. So when I saw this card, I instantly felt like this really soft, gentle joy. And it was just, oh my God, this is it. Because initially I was thinking of going down the tree, but going down the tree is more so going into the ancestral realms. I'm not trying to go into the ancestral realms. I'm trying to go deep within myself. So then I thought about Carl Jung and what he did to go down into the shadow or the unconscious. But I was envisioning like these cold stone cellar stairs and just walking into the darkness, and that just didn't feel right either. So when I saw this, I went, oh my God, that's it. And the more that I looked at it, I went, this is shadow work. This is what shadow work actually is. And I wanted to share it because we have this idea that shadow work is this scary thing, and so we just don't do it. We avoid it because we don't want to see what shadows are in there. What shadow monsters, what inner demons do I have to battle in this space? None. Really none, okay? Now, I don't want people to avoid the shadow work because I feel shadow work is so important. I feel it's important because it helps build community. It helps us heal not only ourselves, but heal each other, right? When you start doing this work and you really get into it, you see your own journey and what that was like for you. You see all of the ways that you have been and what ways you can be. And so you start transforming from one thing to the next. We start dropping those masks that we wear everywhere. There's a different mask for every social situation. And so we start dropping them. We start just being our authentic self in those situations more so. And it's a freeing experience because we're no longer held down by like these perceived societal norms. And I say perceived because we're told by religion, we're told by governments, we're told by teachers, we're told by our parents, we're told by everybody how it is we're supposed to act, what it is what we're supposed to do, what's success is supposed to look like. And if you're not doing these things, and you're not a successful person and you're an unworthy human being. We hear all of this stuff, so we start putting on these masks to pretend to be something that we just really are not. Now, for some, those things may actually fit you very well, so it's not to say that you are wrong in doing those things, like working a corporate job, whatever that case may be. Maybe you really feel at home in those places. So that's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we ignore who it is that we really are just to fit a mold that other people, many other people, have told us that we need to be. So when we start taking all of that off and we start removing that mold and we just allow ourselves to be fluid and become the shape that we actually are and not this expectation, we start to see it in other people. We start to see the masks and the performances that other people are putting on. And what ends up happening there is that we don't have judgment for them. Instead, we have compassion for them, because we see where it is that they are, and we see how it is that they feel is necessary to deal with what situation it is that they're dealing with, whatever that is in their life. They may be going through quite a really hard time. And so this is how they're choosing to deal with it. And so we really lose the judgment of it. It's still going to be kind of back there. I deal with that myself. Like sometimes that's the first thing that comes up is that judgment, but that's an old story. And I recognize it immediately and I just go, no, that's not even true. That's not even true. Who cares what that person is doing? They're just trying to figure out life like myself. We're all just trying to figure out life. And, you know, it doesn't matter if the way that we're choosing to figure out life or move through life is healthy or the right way. That's, you know, they're still going through it. And there's kind of this space of allowing them to do it. Now, if it's something where like you're kind of like me, you go through this and you really advocate for this kind of journey, you end up becoming a mentor for others, because like myself, I see it as something so important. And I want others to have help, because it can be difficult to get through it sometimes. And, you know, you may get stuck in this downward spiral that you don't need to be in. So it's helpful to have somebody there to go, yeah, no, that's normal. This happens. So just let it run its course, and we'll kind of talk through it and help you kind of see, you know, different pathways to get you out of there. So that's essentially what a shadow worker does. And you may actually want to be one yourself, or you may find that that's a direction you end up going down, but you hadn't planned on going down there. You hadn't planned on doing that, but going through this journey really made you see that, you know what, this is something that I really want to do because I find so much joy within it. Like myself, I find so much joy within it. It's not easy work. It's not always easy, I should say, but it's beautiful. So I'm going to show you this card, and I'm going to walk you through a meditation that I think I'm actually going to be doing myself. So without further ado, this is the card. It's called Angel Song. All right, it's number 17. Now, the image that I put on Instagram did not do this card justice, but this natural light absolutely is. This is how soft the card really is. And you can see it's in a dark forest, but the pathway is illuminated. And it's just so colorful. It's just this rainbow of light all the way down. And like there's, you know, a lot of plants and flowers and things that are around there, but you can kind of see what looks like fireflies in there. So it's like the way is always illuminated. Excuse me. You just have to follow the path. And if you look like way down here, it's not darker. It's actually a lot lighter. So it's not that sunlight doesn't come through this forest. It's not like nothing will be illuminated. There's illumination down there, right? We just have to go down the pathway. So what I actually want you to do, I want you to go into meditation and just experiment with this, even if this isn't something that you normally do. I just want you to see what happens. I want you to just really close your eyes, envision this pathway just as it is in this image, and then just start walking down it once it becomes as clear and vivid as it's going to be for you. Just start walking down it, have no expectation of where this is going to lead you, and just let it lead you somewhere. And if it brings you to a point, because there's going to be pause points, if you will, a place that you need to pause and examine something, express an emotion, whatever that case may be, it's going to lead you to it. And it's going to be what is the current blockage down that path that needs to be examined and looked at in order for you to keep moving down that pathway. This pathway is all transformation. It is all becoming who it is that you actually are. And I really want you to understand that all of this rainbow color, all of this light, all of this beautiful imagery, this is who you are. I don't care if you're whimsical or not. This is who you are, okay? We're all energy. That's all we are. We are all energy. We're God's source, God energy. Everything in the world is that. We are no exception. We are not separated from. This is what we are. So follow that path of authenticity and see where it is that we're not being authentic with ourselves. Really sit with any image that may come up of, this is the part of yourself that you aren't allowing to breathe and be expressed. And it could be something joyful. Maybe you've always wanted to be like a dancer or a painter or, some kind of artist, do something that is artistic in nature. Maybe you want to express yourself in that way. Maybe you really want to do something. It may show you on this pathway an entire scenario of you being that thing, of you doing those things, because it's trying to show you that this is what you are missing out on. This is where your joy is. Put yourself in there. It doesn't have to make sense of how it happens. Just start doing it little by little if you have to, but work your way towards this thing, because this is really who it is that you are, and this is where your joy is going to be. And your life is just going to unfold from there. You will always be supported, especially when you are really sitting in yourself. The divine realm, the spirit realm, is going to support you so much, and you're just always going to be supported and supplied with what it is that you need and resources to make it happen. Resources may just pop out of nowhere for you, right? I hear a little pop in my kitchen. Confirmation. So it could be that. For others of you, it may be that there's grief we haven't really allowed ourselves to feel, and maybe we need to feel it. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be grief over the loss of someone or something. It could be a loss of self. And you know what? When you're going through this transformation, there is a part of you that you end up grieving because you were no longer that person. You were no longer that. And it's okay to grieve that part of you. It's okay to say goodbye to that part of you, because the memories are never going to go away. You're always going to have the memories of who that person was and how it is they supported you in being who it is that you became. So it's okay to grieve those things. And it's okay too to have gratitude for things that are no longer. So maybe we need to sit in gratitude. Maybe we haven't done that in a while. And to be honest with you, that's something that I've experienced here recently with myself, is realizing that everything that I've ever wanted, I just want a soft life. I just want an easy life from now on, because I went through enough. I really did. I went through enough mentally and emotionally. And those two things, separate and combined, are really difficult. And I've gone through a lot of physical stuff as well that are also difficult, right? Health-wise is what I mean. But also situations that I've had to deal with. Situations I kind of got myself into, regardless, it was difficult. And I just want an easy life. And everything it is that I have right now is allowing me to have that easy life. I have slow mornings. I can wake up whenever I want to. I can get my day started when I feel like it. I have that. That is something that I've wanted. I now have it. The man I married, that is somebody that I wanted in my life. Someone who is supportive, someone who is also spiritual, someone who had a different perspective and can help me grow as a person. And he has done so much to help me become my authentic self, really help me understand that I'm safe now. I don't have to survive anymore. And there are some things that happened recently in the last month that really showed me Spirit is in support of both of us, really, that we're never going to be without, is what they showed me. I don't have to worry anymore. But it's just so ingrained to me to worry about where, the next penny's going to come from, how I'm going to pay the next bill, how I'm going to get from A to B. And I'm just stuck in this survival mode. And it was just this realization, I don't have to be in survival anymore. I have everything it is Maybe not financially yet, but my finances are getting a little bit better. And I just have to realize I'm here. I really am here. And I just really sat in gratitude for a while. And I just started to relax every muscle in my body. Like doing this right now, it hurts so much. Mainly because I'm not used to sitting up straight in my power. I'm not used to being myself. I'm so used to being hunched over. Like this feels comfortable because it's relaxing, but it's because my muscles are just not used to firing in this manner. They're not used to being stationary in such a way. So it's just a matter of me working them out, you know? And just relaxing my body, relaxing my mind. This is all a part of my shadow work. So me wanting to go down this beautiful pathway right here is to just go find myself. Like, I feel like I want to cry right now. Like, I just want to go find myself. Because I feel like there's just a piece of me that I haven't yet really allowed myself to express. In fact, I had a dream. This is a little bit personal. If you don't want to go here, it's a bit sexual. Close it off right now. Thank you for coming. I'll see you in the next video. But it was basically just showing me that my divine feminine, my sexuality, sexual desires, whatever that is, like, I'm not allowing myself those things. I'm a grown-ass adult. I'm a grown adult. I'm almost 40 years old. I've explained this in another video. Like, human beings just are this way. Human beings just are sexual. We're not the only mammals on this planet to be that either. So, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And I just don't allow myself to be it. And I'm just very much in the closet about those things. Because again, it's shame that I'm having to get through. And what's interesting is that in the dream, my mother was there. Now, I no longer talk to my mother. I love her, I really do, but the energy that she brings is no longer something I care to have in my life. So I've completely just closed the door on it. Same thing with my sister. I don't care to have that energy in my life. The energy that my family has accumulated and circulated is not something I want in my life anymore because it's toxic, and it's okay to admit that it's toxic. And it's okay to not want that toxicity anymore. But she was there. And I remember she sat down to do her laundry, but she was completely naked. And I remember like closing my bedroom door and then going into the closet and just exploring myself. Just allowing myself to explore myself. But again, I was hiding myself away in the closet. Like, I wasn't open about it. And it just made me realize that because of the way that my mother always spoke about any sexual activity, she made it shameful. She made it this disgusting thing. And so that's what I always believed it to be. And so I've never expressed that part about myself. But that's where all the creativity comes from. Allowing things to just be expressed the way that they need to be expressed without shame. And so, like, I know that that's a part of me that needs to be explored within the shadow. And just, it's like telling her it's okay. You're not a kid anymore. You're an adult. You're allowed these things. You're allowed to be yourself. You're allowed to be a woman. There it is. You're allowed to be a woman. Hear that? My voice is shaky. All the phlegm is trying to get in there. It's like it's trying to... I'm allowed to be a woman. I'm not a girl anymore. I'm not a little girl anymore. I'm a woman. And I'm allowed to be it. Fuck it. Just be it. Just be a woman. I've earned the right to be one. So, going down this pathway, boy, she's really trying to shut me up. Not today, bitch. Not today. Not anymore. Not anymore, ma'am. My voice is my own, and I'm allowed to claim it back. In fact, I reclaim all of my energy, and I reclaim my voice. Everything that was ever taken from me, I recall it back to myself. It is mine. It is mine, will always be mine. It will never belong to somebody else. The amount of clarity that I just felt right now is insane. Wow. I said this yesterday too. I was talking to Archangel Michael. Like, I need you to cut the ties to all of these things and all these people that stole everything from me. Because they did. And now hear how clear my voice is. Holy shit. God damn. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go do this and really see what actually pops up, because there's a part of me that I've not allowed myself to be. I've not allowed myself to be a woman. I've just remained as this girl. I've always just been stuck in this view of myself being in high school. I've never left being a teenager in my mind. I graduated 20 years ago, this year. I graduated in 2006. It is now 2026. It was 20 years ago. It's time to let it go. I'm a woman. I'm allowed to be a woman. And I don't need to be ashamed about it. I don't need to be ashamed about, the things that adults have desires about. I'm just not. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here, and I really want you guys to go explore this and try it out yourself and see what actually happens. And by all means, put it in the comments, whatever you want to share. You don't have to share the whole thing. You don't have to share any of it if you don't want to, but it's going to really help bring us all together, because we're going to start to realize that there's just so much about us that is very similar. We're going to realize that there are so many things that actually connect us more than disconnect us. Some of you may go, oh my God, I had that same experience. This is what it was like for me, and this is what it meant. What was it for you? Because there may be something within what you said and what they say that kind of, gives more information to ourselves and the other person. We're sharing information. We're sharing a collective energy. So we're going to be connected in some way. We're still unique in who it is that we are, absolutely, and how we choose to express life and the energy that we are. But there's so much more for us to explore together and to heal together and to just be together more than there is to separate ourselves from. It's time to get rid of the patriarchal BS. It's time to get rid of the so-called societal norms and this group of people is this and that, and they're not this, and they're terrible, or they're great, or that's not true. Stop seeing people as the group. Start seeing people as individual beings. And you can decide from there if you like that person or don't like that person. And if you don't like that person, you're not sending judgment towards them. It's just, you know what? I see you, but this isn't really where I fit. So I'm going to go towards other people to where I feel like I fit, that feel more like home. And I hope that you find yours. That's what that's about. And that's where we should be getting to. And it's time to do that. So get to that shadow work, guys. It's needed now. It is needed now more than ever. All right. I love you. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.